Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special video that I've made for you guys. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 actionable steps that you can implement so you can get started with your SMMA business right after this video. So with no further ado, let's get into the 10 actionable steps that will get you started with SMMA. Now, the first and most fun step is name your agency. Now, when I started out, I named my agency Lien Media, which is Lien is like my last name. And then I took media because I'm not even sure. It was a lot of people doing media and I just thought it looked good behind my last name, so I just went for it. So what you want to do here is just choose a name, maybe type 20 different names down with some of your initials, last name, or it can be something totally different, and just choose one of those. Now, if you're gonna have your last name, you want to keep in mind that if you want to sell it later down the line, obviously now you're in the beginning phase, but if you want to sell it later down the line when you have 6-7 figures and you would try to start something else, like it can happen, then I probably wouldn't have my last name, but that's just something you can think about. But after that knowledge in mind, your name doesn't really matter. Like, it's a lot of people that get stuck on this, like already before starting, just can't think of a name, just stuck on that, procrastinating. So yeah, just try to find a name. It can be initials, it can be something else, but just write down 20 names and just go with one. Now you have chosen your name, now you have to choose what your agency is gonna do. Now technically, you can choose a lot of things. You can choose email marketing, SEO, web development, and making websites, doing content, editing videos, etc. But what I do at Lien Media, what I recommend to people is do something where you generate leads or generate ROI for your clients. Because when I'm doing advertising, etc., I can look at the end of the month, how many new customers did I get you, how much ROI did I achieve for you, etc. You can see these analytics. You can generally see what you have done, what you have achieved, and then you can show your client, etc., what you have done. So with that in mind, when you're picking a service, you want to think of these 3 things. What can you and what are you willing to learn? And do you have someone in mind that could potentially deliver the service for you, like a contractor, etc. Maybe that's a friend, a family member, or just in general, people you know. Now, once you get to 10K a month, even 5K a month, and you want to hire a contractor or a team member to do the ads, etc. for you, or the service for you, so you can focus on sales and just getting clients for your agency. Next, it's time to choose your niche. But real quick, we're going to go over what a niche is and how you can pick yours. Now, in the social media marketing world, a niche is industry that you're operating in. The worst mistake you can make as an agency owner is offer everything to everyone. The best agencies offer one service for one market. It makes finding clients and delivering your service 1,000 times easier. Now, when it comes to picking these different niches, a lot of these YouTubers just tell you what you're interested in, etc. And I understand that can be really tough because, like, okay, interested, I'm gonna find niches, what are good, what are bad. So that's why I'm gonna show you guys right here what the best niches is. And these niches have a high lifetime value of the customers or a high ticket service or product. And the thing is that this is done some research on, so you don't have to do it yourself that much. Obviously you want to do a little bit, but these niches is some of the best for beginners that you can get started with. Now let's go over to number 4, and that is creating a web presence. Now, doing this is kind of like your agency name. It's fun to do, it's fun to make, but remember guys, it's not 100% necessary. One of the biggest mistakes I see with agency owners is that they spend countless of hours doing website, etc., trying to make it look like these big agencies with hundreds of employees, etc. So you have to remember what you spend your time on. The most important thing and what's gonna get you clients is doing outreach, etc. Of course, you want to have maybe a website, even though it's not necessary. I got my first clients without a website. Obviously, like, having a little bit of a web presence and social presence is gonna help you a lot. So I'll probably get like a website. It doesn't have to be insanely good. It can be minimal, look clean, and just have what you offer, etc. So when people maybe see your email, they want to check your website, they understand what you do and understand it quite simply. Next, it's time to register your email address. Now, unlike a website, a professional looking email address is a must. So for around $10 a month, you can have a personal domain and a G Suite account with a Google domain. Now, a lot of people have used most email providers, but for me, G Suite always comes on top. Now, you can get a website if you want, that's totally fine, but you do need a professional looking business domain. So for $10 a month, you can get a domain and a G Suite account. That's gonna make your email look more professional. You can have your business name and then like gmail.com, etc. Now, we're in the second half, and this is really where all the work begins. Now, it's time for you to find your leads. Now, finding leads is kind of just a fancy way to find names, email addresses, phone numbers. Let's say you're in Norway or Sweden or literally any country you want. And it doesn't have to be the country you live in, but I would recommend starting out there. And then you want to go on Google Maps. You want to find, you want to search, let's say, dentists. And then you want to go down and you have all these businesses. Then you go on the website. You want to try to find numbers, email addresses, phone numbers, names of the owner, etc. And then you want to create a list of this guy's name, the business, his email address, and his number. And then you just want to create a list of that, and then you want to contact these businesses. Now you got your leads, and it's time to put them to use. Now, there's multiple ways to connect with businesses, but the three easiest are direct messages, cold calls, and emails. Now, each one of these has their advantages and disadvantages, but my personal favorite and what I recommend is doing cold calls. Now, with cold calls, you can respond to objections, you can answer questions, etc. And it's just so much easier to convince someone to book a call with you. Now, the second best I would recommend is emails. Now, it's really easy to find people's email address nowadays, and you can also have links, etc. in the email, which they can click on, etc. Now, when you do outreach, always remember, do not sell your service in the outreach. You're just trying to get them on a call, and there is where you're going to sell them on the service. Now, very important is when you have the initial message or cold call, the goal is not to close them on your service there, then and there. The goal is to book a meeting. Now, when you have a lead that is interested and have responded to your message, book a call and a time and explain your service more in depth in the next call. Now, when the leads show some interest over phone or email or direct messages, book a time and day for a follow-up call to discuss more. Now, once you get the meeting, you have to convince the business owner that they need your service and that you are capable of delivering the service to them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you go through my YouTube channel or just YouTube in general, you can find so many steps on how you can do this. But really quick, I'm going to summarize to you guys 3 quick points here. Now, step number 1 is a build rapport. Now, if you're into sales, I can't stress this enough. Practice with a partner or some friends or family members, etc. so you don't get nervous under the call. Now, when you do speak to the client, remember to build rapport, ask questions about their business goals, etc. and that you can use for later down the line in the call. Next, you need to diagnose the problem. Now, this is where you can get the client to sell themselves on your service. And here's where you need to ask them what they're trying to achieve with their business, their goals, etc. And here's where you need to ask them what they're trying to achieve with their business and what is stopping them. Now, when you're inside, you need to have the client to insert their bank details in the ad account, and then you're ready to go. Next, you need to set up a lead gen campaign. Now, Facebook makes this easy, and all you have to do is insert your offer and a picture or creative that you get from the client. Now, once your ad is ready, you want to tell Facebook how much you want to spend and who you want to show your ads to. Then use an automated tool like Zapier so the leads get sent right from the business manager to your client. Now, I have one action step for you guys, and I want you guys to leave a comment down below why you started your SMMA. Now, I just want to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers already. It's crazy. We're just getting started, and I love giving so much value to you guys, and I hope you guys like receiving the value. I get a lot of Instagram DMs as well, and I appreciate all of you guys. So I hope this helped you out, guys, and thank you for watching.